Hey guys, this is Quinn, That's Snazzy iPhone Guy, and this may very well be the first video, first look at the iPhone 4.0 OS. So this is a hands-on. I don't know all the features, but just a preliminary disclaimer, this is the first beta, so there's a few bugs that you'll see. There's a ton of features that are missing that were announced today, one of which is in-app SMS replying. So that's totally Ixnade as of right now. It's not in there. So there's a lot of crucial features that were announced that are not in there, and that is because this isn't the GM Goldmaster final release version. This is just beta 1. So take that into consideration, and there you go. So for referencing purposes, I am running this on a iPhone 3GS, the 32 gigabyte model. So for whatever that's worth, there you go. So we're going to turn this bad boy on. And now we see the lovely lock screen. It's pretty much the same. There's nothing that special, nothing that great about it. Let me readjust my camera so you can see the whole screen. Okay, so nothing that spectacular. But if you slide to unlock, you will see that already there's a new feature. And it's the option to have an advanced passcode. Rather than your 4-digit passcode, you can add numbers and symbols and whatever you wish. So mine, just for demo purposes, is advanced. Oops. So you just have your regular keyboard and you can push OK. Alright, so now we are in the home screen interface just to prove to you that this is 4.0. As you can see, that's really snappy. I think that's snappier than even the 3.0 or whatever I was, or 3.1.3. Or 3.3.1, the latest one. So that's the 4.0, and this is the first beta build, A8A230M. So there's all that information, and here we go. Let's get into it. So as you can see already, the home screen does have the option for customizable wallpaper. You can choose it to whatever you want. And there are a few things that are changed in applications. Not a lot, but a few, and Photos is one of which. So it doesn't update the library every time. I just opened this once, and then I actually restored because I wanted to see if it increased the speed. Didn't really, but crap. Anyway, you have the options to place photos into albums and organize by albums. You also have events so that it'll organize them when you take pictures of when that picture was taken. So it was taken here at this time. It also places, so it geotags all your photos, which is really cool. So, you know, if you take a trip to Madrid or wherever, it will document that, so when you are all back on your computer, it'll say, all right, these were all the photos taken in Madrid from here to here, and that's cool. And then Faces is really neat. That actually gives you the availability to organize your photos by people's faces. It has face recognition, and that's pretty neat as well. Now as you can see, there's a lot of icons that are vastly improved. Like the YouTube one is improved, the calculator one's improved, messages, they're all just a little bit cleaner and more crisp, and the camera one's improved. They're, you know, the clock isn't, which really makes me, the clock is the ugliest icon, and it's still the same one, but all the other ones, like the Note one, is the new iPad icon, so there's a little bit of a torn page at the top. So it's just a little bit nicer of an interface overall. Now, if we enter the iPad, wow, okay, the iPod, you'll see everything's the same. Still changed, nothing has changed here. You can turn it into landscape mode, and you'll get cover flow. Maybe. There we go. But other than that, it's exactly the same. There's no change from within the iPod application. Calendar, as far as I can tell, same deal. There's no real change in that. Now Photos is vastly improved, vastly changed. I don't know how long it's going to take to update, but we're not going to wait for it. Camera has a really cool new feature, and I'm not sure you'll be able to see because it's pitch black, but it has a zoom. So it's 5x optical zoom, excuse me, not optical, digital zoom. So if we have this iPhone case right here, you just click the display once. You can still click on where you want to focus it, and then you can drag that forward. So as you can see, that zoom, that's up to 5x. So it's really pixelated, it looks horrible, but I mean, if you were to do that even, that looks Significantly better, especially with the iPhone 3GS's camera, which is much better than the iPhone 3Gs. So there's that. Same with video. I think you can digitally zoom on your videos as well. Maybe not. That's just photos. So that's about it on there. Now, YouTube is exactly the same. There's no changes there, which is kind of disappointing, but, you know, that's exactly the same. The icon's different. Maps. I don't really use Maps all that often, so yeah, same situation. Oh, wait a minute. That's a new icon. So it just uses your current location. That's the new, rather than the circular, triangular kind of compass looking thing, it's now this. And that will actually tell you that little icon up in the corner that says, hey, there's an app that's trying to use your location. So that's one thing to note. Weather, exactly the same. I never use the weather app, as you can tell, because it's still on Cupertino. Notes. Clock is the same. The calculator, I think they announced they're adding a new calculator, or it's more advanced. As of right now, it's exactly the same as the old one. But there is a new icon, which is much prettier, by the way. There's settings, which, yeah, let's hop into them. There's a ton of them. So you still have the option for airplane mode. Wi-Fi is exactly the same. Notifications the same, although they brushed up that icon a little. Sounds, same. There's nothing changed here. Brightness, once again, that's the same. You can do auto brightness, but nah. There's your wallpaper. Now, when you click one, let's choose something from our camera roll, because that took forever to load. So let's set this. You can say, do you want this as your home screen or your lock screen? Well, we can say set both, and then as you'll clearly see, that is now our new home screen picture, and that's kind of nostalgic, if you ask me. But so there's that. General, still same stuff about usage, network, Bluetooth. So network, you know, you just have the ability. You can actually turn cellular data off now for going overseas, I guess. That's what that would be for. Bluetooth, same. Location services, that's a little bit different. This gives you a 24-hour log of every application that's asked or used your location. And you can say, whoa, wait a minute, why is that application using my location? I don't want it to. And you can turn it off. And then, bam, it's done, and it never asks you for your location again. So that's pretty cool. And then you can turn location services off altogether. The home button that just searches down search results. The auto lock, same. Passcode lock, same. Restrictions, same. Date and time, actually restrictions may be a little bit more advanced. I've never really gone into them. No, that appears to be the same. Date and time, no. Keyboard, no. So it's all pretty much the same. Accessibility, there are a few new options here. They've always had voiceover, so there's that, and it can kind of speak your hints. There's the zoom now, which I think that was in that one, but they didn't have large text. You can actually change the text size if you're very blind, and it'll give you full text whatnot. So that's cool. White on block, same thing. I have this as triple click because I really like using white on black in the sun, because the iPhone screen is horrible in the sun. You can choose to have mono audio, speak the text, and then what you want your triple click button to be. And you can reset your settings. So mail and contacts both have, or mail and phone both have personal information, but that's all the same. So going into Safari, you can choose your search engine. Bing is still not an option, which is disappointing. All that, though, is pretty much the same. Messaging, the same. You have the ability to count your characters now. It's 160 characters, I think. So it'll tell you how many messages you'll be sending the recipient, which is oftentimes nice because we don't have to deal with that on the iPhone. iPod, same, just equalizer, lyrics and podcast info. Shake to shuffle, which is stupid. Photos, same, and the store, the same. Sorry, my email was in there. Okay, but other than that, it's exactly the same in the settings menu. So if you jump into iTunes, once again, it's the same. I don't know if it'll change, but as of right now, there's nothing special. Once again, with the App Store, if it will open, it's the same. There's nothing special at all. It's just your regular stuff. Other apps, though, like Wolfram Alpha, this works great, still works fine, loads pretty fast. Actually, it doesn't work great. Wow, look at that. What happens if we relaunch it? So as you can see, there's a few clear bugs that developers will have to resolve. Wow, that's really bad. Okay, well, Echo Phone doesn't have any problems, and notifications still send. Now your phone app is going to be the same. Safari is exactly the same, which is kind of disappointing. I would have hoped that they would have updated that bad boy, but nope, it's the same. And messages, which will be also the same. So I'm not going to open those because I can because there's no numbers in there. That's from my Google Voice number, so yeah, no, it's the same. You can search messages now, which is pretty cool, but other than that, there's no new differences. As of right now, beta 1. So if you go into mail, I've taken my personal email account off, but these are all my public email addresses that I use. Now you can have unified inboxes. You can just mesh them all together. Now I have personal info in here, and I mean these are all my public email addresses, but emails themselves are more sensitive information, so I'm not going to show that. But if you have a picture and you allow your photo album to update, which I probably should, I just have no aspiration to do so, you can click that, and if you paste something in there, if you paste a picture in there, it will actually, that's an iTunes card. Knock yourself out. It's already used. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, you can choose to resize the image, which is cool because you can send it the original size, or if you're on Edge in the middle of nowhere, you don't want to send a big honking picture because that'll take forever. So you can choose, hey, just send a smaller thumbnail version or whatever. Now, this was a huge feature of the Keynote, my favorite. It's called Folders, and that's one of the reasons I was jailbroken. It was actually the two main reasons I was jailbroken they added. They must be listening to me. First one was quick reply SMS. I just wanted to reply on screen without having any troubles. And the second one was categories. I wanted folders because I didn't want 100 pages of apps. I had to scroll through 12 pages to get to it, which also means you used to be you only used to be able to have like 11 pages or 180 apps. Now I think they said you can have 2,164 or something like that, some ridiculous number. Now I'll show you those in a minute. But there's the Game Center. Now this is going to show my email, maybe not. I scored, it's only in sandbox mode, but I hope I'm able to score that name permanently because that would be sweet. But as of right now, it doesn't do much. But for those of you that are wondering, Game Center is kind of like Xbox Live. There's achievements in games now, and there's a bunch of really cool stuff that, we'll be able to implement later. Now, iAd was also introduced today. I really hope that that's only in-app if the developer chooses to do so, because, I don't want to have these ads on my home screen, because then it feels like I'm using an open platform system, and I'm not. This is all closed. So I really hope Apple doesn't take the revenue by throwing them on your home screen. I hope it's just in apps. And developers, if you're charging for an app, do not stick ads in there. It's as simple as that. Okay, other than that though, you can throw all your apps into folders. Now, it's smart categorizes them if you choose to do so. What you do is you simply, so since this is a game, I could drag it onto my games folder. Now, as of right now, unfortunately, the folders only support 9 apps at a time, which when you have 200 games is a bit disappointing, because then you can't choose it. So, I mean, maybe you could organize puzzle games, racing games, or something like that. But as of right now, you can't just have a general category because you can only fit 9 apps in there. So right now, I have 9 games in there. And you can close it by clicking the same folder, or anywhere on the home screen. And then you can open a game by clicking it. So there you go. And then it will go back to the game menu and just click that again to get out. Or I believe you can click the home button. Okay, so what it does is it smart categorizes them. When I stuck PayPal and eBay in the same folder, it goes, hey, you're talking about finance. And I was like, yeah, I am. So rather than renaming a bunch of stuff, finance. And then you can I have a utilities folder, which is excellent for, various stuff. What I put, in productivity. I just pulled these together before the video, so they're not at all accurate. Like, scriptures aren't really productive, but, I mean, they are, but... contacts, I hate the Contacts app more than anything alive because you can just go into the phone app. I don't see the point. I've never seen the point, and I think it's stupid. But now I can throw it in a folder, and I never have to look at it ever again, and it just takes one icon on my home screen. So that is quite neat. But you can throw all your apps into one folder, and they just launch from there. So that's cool. That's neat. That's grand. Battery suckage, I haven't played with it enough to see the battery drain significantly, but it seems to be a little bit more draining than the current OS. Now, I'm sure that will be resolved. Beta versions are never that clean, but as of right now, it's not that convenient. Now, multitasking. Multitasking is kind of multitasking, but not really. It is in the sense that you're able to run more than one app at the same time, but it isn't in the sense that you're not really allowed to run more than one app at a time. You can, it has to be implemented by the developer. So it can't just run in the background. So there's going to be thousands of apps that aren't downloaded or aren't updated. And guess what? Those won't be able to multitask. Now I'm sure the newer apps that will come out will implement multitasking, but it's just more work for the developer. And, you know, I don't know what to think about it. But the good news is it won't drain your battery because the apps aren't actually running. There's a little API that's implemented into apps, and there's a little script that's running in the background, and it consumes much less power and CPU usage than physically running the whole app visually and everything just hidden in the background. But to access multitasking, you double tap the home button, and this little drawer will come up, and you can slide it so it goes forward a time, but now, third-party apps won't work because the APIs aren't implemented because iPhone OS 4 was just released today. But if you were to open an Apple app, say Safari, it instantaneously opens, and it's a heck of a lot faster than if you click it and it takes a second or two to figure out, now what am I doing? It's just, bam, done, which is nice. Same with Mail, already open. And it does the same thing. If you click it again, it just opens. So you can be totally within another application and open the drawer and then click it, or you can simply just go home and then open the app. And the fact of the matter is it's speedy, it's fast, and it's zippy, which is really cool. So that's about it for iPhone OS 4.0 as of right now. I'm sure there will be more things implemented later, but currently build beta 1, that's all that's offered. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing. Spotlight is a little bit more accurate now, searching through your mail and your songs, and it's a lot faster. But if I wanted to search a query that I thought I had in here but actually wasn't in there, if I wanted to search Utah Jazz, I don't think I'll have anything about it. I can go directly to a Wikipedia article or search the web via Google or my default search engine. So if I was to click search Wikipedia, bam, Wikipedia opens and it searches for Utah Jazz. So that's pretty cool. I really quite like it. There's no results. Nah, are you kidding me? Oh. What did I type wrong? Oh, I typed Utah. Anyway, so that's cool, and I'm glad Apple implemented that. Safari's a little bit faster, not a ton, a little bit though. And you can manage windows, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. There's no improvements. I wish they would have added like a bookmarks bar that would pop up because I don't have any bookmarks on here right now because I just restored, but I hate having to click this and then go into the folder I want. It's just kind of a pain in the butt. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. So there's some very nice updates. The camera, the background, the mailboxes. Mail is significantly better, which is awesome because that was a huge gripe for a lot of businessmen that were using Exchange because it's just not really a great email client. But now it's more competitive towards the BlackBerry and other business-like phones. But that's it. That's all for me. Thanks. This is Quinn, That's Snazzy iPhone Guy, giving you the first preview of iPhone OS 4.0, released today. This is Beta 1. Expect more in the future. If there's new builds that come out that implement new features, I'll do a little quick video demoing those off. But this is the big bad boy. And as for Day 1, Beta 1, it's very good. It's super slick. If you can see, I mean, the transitions are just awesome. Betas are usually terribly slow. Oops, I typed emergency call. Oh dear. They're usually terribly slow, but This is really pretty snappy. And the page flicking, I wish I could show you. I only have 2 pages because I threw everything in folders. But it is really, really snappy. And if you'll notice, I think it's due to multitasking. It doesn't have to open, so the transitions, and I mean, bam. And you close it, and the screw. I mean, it's much flashier. It's not kind of glitchy like it used to be. It's very, boom, there's the app. Not so much staggered or, you know, a bit slow or hesitant to open. It seems a lot faster to me, and I am really happy with it so far. Battery seems pretty good so far. I lost maybe 3% in the whole demo, so that's cool, and I'm running Wi-Fi. So that's it for now, but thanks for watching. This is Quinn, that snazzy iPhone guy. Please subscribe, rate, and comment, and as always, stay snazzy. Have a good one.